Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and quick review of the XBass Bluetooth Beanie. This is a wearable that has Bluetooth speakers or Bluetooth headphones integrated into the Beanie hat. Allows you to listen to music when you pair it with a computer, a Mac, an Android, or an iOS device. It also has a microphone which allows you to answer calls if you have it paired with a phone, and has a noise isolating microphone, so it replaces a Bluetooth headset. Obviously this is designed for perhaps colder seasons, let's say winter, or maybe during the holiday season. This could be something to consider. It's kind of a funky idea and a funky concept. Again, wearables are definitely taking off, but now we're going into hats, and I think the Bluetooth Beanie is still kind of ridiculous. I don't think it's something that everyone absolutely needs, and obviously audio quality isn't going to be the number one concern for the manufacturer, so don't expect, outstanding audio quality. And this one only sells on Amazon for under $30, so it's not too expensive either, especially when considering that it's also a hat, a beanie, a piece of clothing that you can purchase. The box is pretty simple. This is what it looks like, so again, you can maybe consider this as a gift. The back also features some info about the unit. It does use Bluetooth 4.0 to connect to your device, and it has a range of up to 10 meters or 33 feet, which is pretty decent. And there are integrated controls that allows you to play, pause your music, change the volume, as well as reject the call. And it has a built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, which you can use and then listen to music for about 10 hours before you need to recharge it again. And recharging takes roughly 2 hours to complete, which is decent and about average for most Bluetooth earphones. Obviously, this one is just integrated into the shape of a beanie. It does include a micro USB cable in the box as well, and the built-in mic is pretty good, so you can still use it outdoors in noisier environments as well. Comes in a few different colors. This is one of the color schemes you see in front of you, and otherwise we're just going to take a closer look now at the specific design. So we've actually already seen a Bluetooth Beanie in the past, and one of the main concerns that we had with that was the controls and the charging. Obviously this one isn't going to be great if you get it wet. It can probably withstand some snow, but if you are wearing it out in the rain, it's probably not going to be good because electrical components are inside. So also don't wash this and pop it into a dryer or a laundry machine, and you should be fine. The concern that we had with the first version that we saw was that the buttons seem misaligned because the module is in a fabric material, so it moves around, and as a result, the keys don't really match up, and it just makes it difficult to press. But on this one, it seems to do a better job. XBass were smart enough to put this onto a more defined kind of surface, and they sealed it more tightly into this little pocket, so the keys and buttons actually correspond to what you want to do when you're pressing them. They're pretty tactile and responsive, as well as easy to use as well, and they correspond again to the play pause, which doubles as the reject answer call key, as well as the volume controls. And there's also a tiny hole here for the microphone. On the other side, you can't really tell is where the actual two Bluetooth earphones are integrated on the inside. They're pretty soft because they're cushioned by the fabric material, and we didn't really have too many issues in that department, so it seems quite decent. Tapping on the play pause key for a few seconds longer also turns the entire unit on, and there's an LED which will flash for red and blue when you're pairing it for the first time. It doesn't have NFC, so you can't just tap to pair, but the process of pairing with the phone is pretty simple. Just go to settings, and you should find it within a few seconds. Down below here, there's a port for charging. Again, this part is also pretty aligned relatively well, even though it still does move around because of the fabric nature, but you can relatively easily plug in a cable, kind of find your way, wiggle it around in there, and then afterwards you will be able to charge it. It takes again 2 hours to completely charge. In terms of performance and audio quality, as you would expect, it isn't the best. Sound quality is, excuse the pun, slightly muffled sounding. However, it does get quite loud, and it is a pretty rich sounding speaker, so if you're listening to, let's say, electronic music, pop music, or even classical music, you do notice quite a nice amount of volume in the background. Again, if you're looking for very precise audio quality, it's not going to be the best for you, and there's a slight amount of static and distortion in the background, as with most Bluetooth headsets in general, so it's not going to produce the cleanest audio quality you've heard. Bass is also a little bit lacking, but overall it's not bad for a Bluetooth Beanie, especially compared to the last one, which was much more generic and I think produced out of Shenzhen, China. It didn't even really have a brand name, so this is already a step up. The quality of the actual hat is pretty good. It's a universal unisex design as well, so you can just fit it over your head. It stretches to accommodate the head size, and you can remain fairly warm in here. The fabric seems to be pretty good, but again, you can't really clean it after you wear it. So that's one thing to note. At the end of the day, the XBass Bluetooth Beanie is still a niched product. It's not going to be for everyone, but for someone who has seemingly everything, this might be an interesting gift idea to consider that is innovative, I guess, in a way. It's a wearable, but not something you typically associate with this new trending kind of tech term that is coming out in 2016. So something to consider. You can check out more details about this Bluetooth Beanie in our official written review, but this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.